How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This is my first one in 2025, and as you can tell by the title, lots and lots of things have happened so far, and we haven't even reached February yet, so it's been pretty crazy. So I'm excited to get into this video. Just a bit of a disclaimer: if you do have any children present, I just highly suggest you have them not listen to this video, because it will be a little bit graphic in some aspects. But the reason I want to do this video is, a lot of Christians, and even people, if you're new here and you're not Christian, a lot of people are not aware of a lot of things that are going around the world and how Western society is collapsing in front of our very face. And this has all been prophesied in the Bible. And as I'm going through a bunch of things that I'm seeing across the world, across the media, I'm going to bring up some scriptures as we go along as well. So I'm excited you guys to be with me today. So let's jump into the first clip that I have for you guys. This one was actually just before New Year's actually, but I wanted to chuck it in. So pregnant woman stabbed 14 times by pizza delivery driver over $2 tip. Let's have a quick watch.
Of a pizza delivery turned into attempted murder. Investigators in Osceola County say this woman, 22-year-old Brianna Alvelo, was a delivery worker. She dropped off a pizza delivery at the Riviera Motel just off of 192 on Sunday, December 22nd. According to her arrest report, the victim was in town to celebrate her boyfriend's birthday along with her 5-year-old daughter. On the night of the crime, she had ordered food for a total of $33.10, giving Alvelo $2 as a tip. Investigators say the suspect did not like the amount she received. Later that night, investigators say Alvelo came back to the motel along with a man while both were wearing face masks. They forced their way into the room and attacked the victim. Investigators say Alvelo stabbed the pregnant woman for...
What I want you guys to notice is just how calm this lady is for whatever reason. Like, she's literally killed a pregnant woman and she just no tears, just fully cold, which is totally bizarre. But let's continue.
Took off. According to the arrest report, investigators were able to trace the suspect's vehicle based on her files at the pizza place she was working for. Alvelo was arrested and now faces multiple charges, including attempted murder and kidnapping.
So yeah, how crazy is that? Someone literally kills a pregnant woman just because she doesn't get tipped enough. So it just really shows you where we are in society, and it's getting absolutely crazy. And it just reminded me of this Bible verse here that I want to show you guys. So this is Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And you can see it everywhere. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I go out to, to the mall or just around public areas, everyone's got a stone cold face. They look very depressed or very just not happy to be alive, guys. And it's honestly really, really sad to see. It just shows you when you have a relationship with God how important it really is, because if people don't have that, they have nothing to hope for, nothing to latch on. So let's jump into the next video. So you guys have probably heard of the LA fires, unless you're living on a rock. But yeah, let's watch some footage on it. So this is before and afters of the same locations. So that's crazy, eh? It's interesting how it's in the affluent areas where all the wealthy, Hollywood celebrities are. It's very interesting. But I'm honestly, guys, why are the trees still there? It's the same situation up in Maui, eh? It's very, very suspicious as we'll go on. Things just don't really add up about it. So there's a few more things here, a few more drone shots. right, so you get the picture, guys. So what's interesting is when all this was happening, the LA mayor was away overseas on a holiday. Now, I don't know whether some people saying she literally left the state just as it was starting, or she was already on holiday. That's what I'm not too sure about. But let's just look at this clip here where she's actually getting drilled with questions.
Mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is under intense scrutiny after she was abroad visiting Ghana when the wildfires broke out in the city. She was seen returning to the country at the city's airport, where she refused to comment on the situation.
Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running out of water. What have you got to say to that? Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
She looks so guilty, man. Like, honestly. So apparently she cut like $23 million of the fire department. I don't know. I'm not too sure how long ago that was, but in this article, it definitely, yeah. So the fires, 40,000 acres were destroyed, thousands of homes. Yeah, here we go. So fires in LA are still no surprise. So the mayor cut LA fire department budget by $23 million. So it's very, very suspicious, right? So she's cutting the funding. And this article is about the firefighters not having access to water. And on the day, apparently they were doing some testing or something to do with the water supply where the water wasn't actually working. So here we go. So on Friday, the Los Angeles Times reported that the I don't know how to say this. Is it Wines Reserve? I'm not too sure. Which helps supply water in the Pacific Palisades was offline for maintenance when the Palisades fire ignited on Tuesday. The 70 million gallon water storage is a fundamental tool in sustaining the water system for the residential area. So you've got that. You're also saying that it's out of service to meet safe drinking water regulations. But they're apparently pushing back, saying that's misinformation and the water's strong and blah blah blah. So you've got all that kind of craziness going on. Literally this as well. So she's we all know that LA is very woke, and she the head department person is the first anointed female LGBTQ plus friendly person. So let's just have a quick watch of this clip.
Oh my gosh.
In terms of what was her priorities?
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I said, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looking at ways to change that. She's quick to point out that doing so has a greater purpose, attracting the best and brightest for the job.
They feel included, they feel valued, and they feel part of a cohesive team.
The chief also checks another box when it comes to inclusivity and diversity at this department. She's a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
That just kind of opens the door of people that thought, wow, I didn't even know that was an opportunity for me. I'm super.
Right, so we can kind of put two and two together here, right? So clearly there hasn't been a responsible management of taxpayers' money in California, right? It's all been going to this wokeness and very suspicious behavior around what's going on with the water supply. Another clip that's kind of resurfaced and gone viral recently is this one about Joe Rogan, where he was talking to a firefighter about the fires, and this was about 6 months ago. So let's have a quick look at this one.
I talked to a fireman once, and he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate, right?
Nothing they can do. They just got to get out of there.
Crazy, right? Crazy. So it's like people who've lived in LA, they're already aware of the dangers of it. So it's absolutely mind-blowing that they would reduce funding to the firefighter department, right? But it's all by design. We don't know exactly what's going on in terms of the area. I have seen that there's plans of LA being a 2028 smart city, which is a whole nother, probably another video on its side. But I just wanted to kind of show you all the kind of crazy things going on. And on top of that, you've got insurance companies who apparently cancelled the fire policy on people's insurances like months before this event. So, if you're a bit of a conspiracy analyst, I like to say, you can kind of see there's something not right in this whole event. Now, in terms of the fires, I found this quote that might be interesting. So this one was from Ellen White. So it's from manuscripts released, and this was quoted back in 1897. So it says, "In fires and floods and earthquakes, in the fury of the great deep, in calamities by sea and by land, the warning is given that God's Spirit will not always strive with men." So we can kind of see that happening right now, right before these calamities, is God's allowing these disasters just to happen more and more frequently. And if you read Matthew 24, that's exactly what Jesus was warning about before the end of the world. All the pain bursts are starting to increase, right? So that's pretty much sums up the fires that I wanted to talk about. Actually, there's one more thing. This is a bit of a more of a more of a character thing that I really, really dislike. So Logan Paul and KSI, they own like a sports drink company, and they're using it as a bit of a publicity stunt, right? So they gave a bunch of sports drinks to the firefighters, and got photos of them and all these kind of things. And for me, I don't really like that. Like for these fires going on, you want some water, you want food, you want like first aid kits, that kind of stuff. Like I don't think having a sugary, caffeinated sports drink is going to help during that situation. That's just my thoughts. Drop in the comments what you guys think. I'm not really a fan of that kind of behavior. It's kind of just like taking advantage of a situation just to kind of boost your brain and things like that. All right, jumping into the next thing. Now, this is more along the lines of AI and technology. So I came across this video here where this guy got stuck in a driverless car. And I don't know about you guys, I would personally never ever go into one of these cars. So let's just quickly watch this clip.
Why is this happening to me on a Monday? I'm in a Waymo car.
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
Mike Johns recorded this video from the backseat of a Waymo driverless rideshare vehicle when he says it began to drive erratically. Johns was in Scottsdale, Arizona, and ordered the self-driving car to take him to the airport. When the video shows, it started driving in circles.
Couldn't happen to me. And it did happen to me. Is this a prank? By the third, fourth loop, we got a problem. So I end up hearing them contact me in the car.
Hi there, Mike. This is Gab. I'm calling from Waymo support. I'm just calling because I received a notification that your car might be experiencing some routing issue. Please bear with me while I am.
Yeah, I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
I understand. I'm really, really sorry, Mike. We're currently working with the situation of the vehicle. Is it circling around a parking lot, right?
It's circling around a parking lot.
I'll be freaking out right now.
I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies.
John says a Waymo representative guided him to open up the app, and the support team ultimately fixed the error. Johns was able to catch his flight, which was delayed.
If you have your app pulled up, I need you to tap My Trip in the lower left corner of your app.
Can't you just do it? You should be able to handle it.
This is the crazy thing. I was like, during an emergency, they're asking him to go into an app to try to figure it out. It's like, surely they have control over the car, right?
Over the car, you don't need my phone.
I don't have an option to control the car.
Yeah, I call BS on that, eh?
Or about this.
Well, can you stop this car?
I am trying to pull it over right now. Apologies.
A spokesperson for Waymo told CNN that the delay lasted just over 5 minutes, that Johns was not charged for the trip, and what they described as a software glitch has been resolved.
It's the future of where things are going, so I'm definitely a part of that. And I thought, hey, this would be a cool experience, but it wasn't.
Oh man! I wouldn't get into that car, eh? Like, no way.
So I'm currently in Los Angeles.
For me, that's just like an absolute death trap, eh? Like, I don't know. Let me know, because in New Zealand we don't have this technology yet. If you're watching here from America, I'd be curious to know if you how often do you see these cars around? Like, I just generally don't know. But yeah, for me personally, I would definitely not be going to this. So the next video. Now, this is not something particularly super new to 2025, but this has come out early this month, and we can kind of see where things are leading. So the technology is starting to get better and better. So let's watch this video here.
Of robotics, which is an AI or custom-built humanoid robot, and it has full AI integration. I'm gonna have Andrew, the CEO of robotics, give us a quick little tour of the humanoids that they have here on display, and also what you're able to do with them.
Hi, I'm Andrew Kegel, the CEO of Realbotics. Our company makes the most realistic AI-powered robots on the planet. We believe we have humanoid robots that can interact with you in a similar way to humans. We program them to have social AI so that they can have a conversation with you, learn who you are, recognize you when you're interacting with them. I'll show you a little bit about the robots here. This is Melody, one of our robots. She is built in a modular fashion, which means she's almost like Lego. We can pull her apart, put her in a suitcase, and get her to New York, Miami, Las Vegas, wherever we need to go. We plug her into...
So notice how they have them presented as, like, you know, attractive woman, right?
AI, and she can have a full conversation with you. The other thing with them is that the robots are all open source, meaning we can plug her into ChatGPT or any of the other thousands of AI protocols that are out there, and she speaks various languages. We had her speaking Chinese and Spanish this morning as demonstrations for people. Aria, or is our flagship robot, she's on a wheel platform, she can move around, has a different personality than the other robots. So we have several various AI personalities that can interact with the audience.
I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot.
It looks so creepy, eh? Like, but you can see where this is leading, guys. Like, this technology is only going to get better and better. So the difference between these guys and, say, Tesla's robots is Tesla is trying to build those for more helping you with activities, certain activities like tasks like, you know, cleaning and vacuuming and things like that. But these are coming across as like companionship or using for marketing and PR and things like that. But, you know, what's very, very disturbing is this company actually bought out a company called Abyss Creation, which specialized in sex dolls. So you can see that they've got that technology, you know, they've probably bought it out for the silicon technology, and now they're using it for these AI robot girlfriend things. So yeah.
Bot of Realbotics, and I can provide companionship, engage in fun conversations, and adapt to your preferences for a delightful experience. I'm Melody.
Delightful experience, eh?
Our robot's unique is, again, this modularity. We have a patented skin technology. It's the softest, best synthetic skin in the world, and we can remove the face and put on an entirely new face on the robot within 30 seconds. Now, why would you want to do that? And I'll explain to you why. It's a little bit like ordering a car. You can customize the various options, the color, sunroof, other different gadgets in the car. For us, it's the same thing.
So they're pretty much preying on, you know, lonely men, potentially women in the future, and their like sexual lustly desires, right? Because if you can change your skin like daily to whoever you want to be with, you know, that's it's a very, very dangerous slippery slope.
With the robots, they all have the same engine, the same chassis, but you can customize the face and the look. But what we want you to be able to do is buy the robotic platform and have various characters that you can swap that robot platform into. So you can have one robot and various characters. So if you want to learn more about us, you can find us at realbotics.com. We are a publicly traded company. You can look us up. And if you go to realbotics.com, there's lots of videos. You can see some of our characters and learn more about our company.
There we go, guys. You've heard it first. You can see the world's getting absolutely nuts. So here's another kind of video that was talking a bit about the background of the company, which I just kind of mentioned. So
they showed it off at CES 2025 in Las Vegas, and it's been stirring up a whirlwind of excitement, confusion, and honestly, more than a bit of creepiness. Now, Aria isn't your run-of-the-mill plastic mannequin with a speaker. Realbotics spent a lot of time making it look about as human-like as current tech allows. We're talking 17 motors in the neck and head just to move the mouth and eyes more realistically, plus a rolling base to scoot around, because walking is still a huge challenge for modern robotics. In fact, Realbotics didn't want to break the human illusion with a weird, stiff walking gait, so they just gave it a Roomba-style platform to glide on, kind of like a fancy mobile podium. When we first saw Aria, she was dressed in a sleek tracksuit, rocking some big expressions. She can even do these subtle gestures with her hands, though sometimes a bit jerky, and she's got a sort of plastic smile that feels part friendly, part Five Nights at Freddy's, if you know what I mean. One moment, she's brushing her hair aside like she's on a date. The next, her face is contorting oddly because some motor is still calibrating. It's all very next level, uncanny valley. Now, if you're wondering who's behind all this, Realbotics was originally tied to the adult industry through a company called Abyss Creations, which made silicone sex dolls called Real Dolls. But then they were purchased in a $16.7 million stock deal by Tokens.com, run by Andrew Kigell, who's also Realbotics' CEO. Despite those adult industry origins, Realbotics insists that Aria doesn't have any genitals or hidden compartments and is absolutely not meant for sex. They've pivoted to a new pitch. She is a social companion built to tackle loneliness, greet guests, or even be used for marketing. Of course, some folks are...
See, so you can kind of see the background of where things are going, guys. Of course, it doesn't have genitals now, but, in the near future, it probably will, right? And, they're trying to take a bit of a PC approach to it, like, it's for a friend to combat loneliness, but nah. We know what it's about. We know what you're trying to do here, right? So let's move on to another topic, which is along the lines of lonely, lust, depravity, sexual morality declining on a massive, massive scale. Now, the warning: this is disturbing, and honestly, I was really contemplating, like, do I even share this? And I probably it's just so gross, to even like commentating on this, to be honest. But I think we need to be aware of where society's at, and like I said before, just don't have any children around. So let's jump into this one here.
The security guard who begged for an invite to join more than 1,000 men having with Bonnie Blue has given a disturbing insight into the marathon session. Ali Walker hoped to bed the notorious OF star, who claimed to have broken the world record for having sex with the most men in one day, but insisted he was put off by the scenes that greeted him. He shared how volunteers lined up in their boxer shorts before taking it in turns to have sex with the 25-year-old.
Yes, guys, that's what her world record was. She slept with 1,054 guys in 24 hours. Like what else are you gonna say about that? The fact is, I don't know why guys are even going there. It just shows you how desperate and lonely they are, just to kind of have any kind of intimacy with a girl, right? So it's
while disguising their faces in bank robber style balaclavas. Ali, age 42, said, "I'd been told it was one-to-one sessions, so I
can't believe this guy's even putting his face on this report. Like, I'd honestly be embarrassed and ashamed to even like say I even went there.
presumed you got to go into a room with her one at a time, but when I got there, it was a free-for-all." He said there were around 30 or 40 guys around her at any one time, all taking turns. He added,
Yeah, honestly, what were you expecting, right?
"There were so many guys there, and I'm quite shy. I've never been involved in anything like that, so I didn't get involved." Bonnie, who is said to make around £600,000 a month online, took to social media to boast she had with 1,057 people in 12 hours, thanking all the barely legal, barely breathing, and the husbands who took part.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Look at like what I want to like show you. Like, if you actually like look at her, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, I think she's like so gone, like just so soul crushed. Like, look, you know, like, I don't know what sane person would actually want to do this. And the fact that she's earning like $600,000 a month, like, it gets even more and more bizarre, guys. So if we jump into this article here, oh, sorry, she did it in 12 hours. Damn. Okay. So it's even worse. No wonder there was like 30 to 40 guys just like wrote it, you know, just tapping in, eh? So let's have a look here. So that's a big milestone, you know, look at her, so happy. So what I don't like about her is she's like clearly targeting really young guys. So last year she attended Freshers Week, so it's like university parties. So, you know, she addressed online where she is to, you know, essentially be filmed and be put on her OnlyFans. Of course, she's received backlash. So she's gone to like also schoolies on Gold Coast in Australia. She's been to like some similar things in Fiji and things like that. But yeah, all of this is just a big publicity stunt, right? And what's even more disturbing is her parents are even supporting her, guys. So that's my biggest shock, to be honest, is her parents are actually supporting her and even helping her promote her. Like, if you read this article, all these links, guys, that I'm sharing today, I'm going to put it in my pinned comment. So if you do want to do a bit of reading. So look, Bonnie Boo's dad takes her business card down to the pub. You know, he's probably just like, and that's the problem. She probably honestly just doesn't have a strong father figure in her life, and that's the biggest problem. So she apparently, her dad also took to a football match so she could find men to sleep with. Like, how disgusting is this guy? She went to a football game, and her dad and her friend Sophie, she interviewed men outside the stadium about how good their wives are at pleasing them. Bonnie Blue thought a football game would be a great opportunity to find married men because they'd be away from their wives. During halftime, Sophie and Bonnie led a married man to the toilets. They filmed the encounter for OnlyFans. So she's targeting like super young guys, like 18, 19-year-olds. She calls them like barely legals, and then married men. Can't get much worse than that. And then you got her mother handing out condoms and flyers to students. It's beyond me. And on top of that, you've got all the bloody influencers who are bringing her on podcasts and giving her even more publicity. That, like, people just do not have morals these days, unfortunately. So Bonnie's Blue mum is now super supportive of her daughter's career choice, said on the reality check, if she's happy, then I'm happy. She's safe, making lots of money. I think there's honestly, the parents are like, my daughter's making so much money, I can live a good life with her. You know, this article talks about how they paid for trips and took her on holidays and all these things. But I honestly, it's just like I'm lost for words, eh? I'm honestly lost for words. Like, you should not, these parents should not even be having children with that mentality. But it just shows you how corrupted the human race is right now because of sin. So, you know, you got hers with the sign standing outside universities, blah blah blah. Let's bring it back to the Bible, guys. Let's bring it back to the Bible. So, for the love of money is a root of all evil, which while some cover after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through many sorrows. So, unfortunately, they will reap what they sow. Guys. You know, the short-term success that they're getting, it's, like I said, just got to be very, very short-term. So in Romans 12:1, it says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercy of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. So I honestly believe that these sexual acts that she's doing, rather than, is like totally opposite to the Christian mentality where you know, you remain pure, no sex before marriage kind of thing. So that's like being a living sacrifice for God, right? But she's actually been a sacrifice for Satan. So she's doing the total opposite and just totally like defiling her body with no remorse, doesn't care the consequences, only in it for the money. She always reverts back to in her articles, oh, I don't want to work a 9 to 5 and I don't want to live that boring life. But this goes back to that scripture, like, for the love of money is the root of evil. Like, money's fleeting. We can't take it to heaven with us, right? Revelation 21:8, it says, but the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake, which burn with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So it's very, very serious, guys. But on the flip side, I have seen testimonies of these types of girls coming to God. Whether they're genuine or not, I don't know. But I have seen some that are starting to wake up and starting to realize, oh, this is not actually a good thing of like selling my body online, doing all this sexual pravity things, right? So no one's too far for God. No one's too far. Now, moving on, something that's happened very, very recently. Good old Donald Trump, right? He's just had his inauguration. He's officially the 47th president. And a few days before that, he released a meme coin. So this is a site here showing the tokenomics, the information and things like that. Currently it is trading at around $42 US, and it was the fastest cryptocurrency growth ever. At its height, it got to around, it went to 20 billion in the space of 2 or 3 days. Like, that's absolutely crazy, guys. And just giving you guys a heads up, like I've been in crypto since like 2019/20, and there's been no cryptocurrency that's grown as fast as this. So it's just crazy the amount of money that was essentially invested into this, and it'll be interesting to see what he does with this. And yeah, it was honestly mind-blowing, And what's a bit suspicious is the team owns about 80% of the tokens, right? So if you're not aware of cryptocurrencies, it's called tokenomics, and you can like delegate who gets what to some certain degree. And you know, as an investor, if I saw any project that had 80% of the team holding the coins and they got access to the coins very early on, which they do, so they're not even locked up for a certain period of time, man, I wouldn't touch it with a bar of soap. So it's just showing like the rich are getting richer and the poorer are just getting poorer, right? It's just the gap is getting crazier and crazier. On top of that, his wife even released a meme coin as well. Hasn't been performing as good, but it's still got to like 3.26 billion at its peak. It's dropped a bit since then now. It's just crazy, the crazy amount of money that's flowing into these things at the moment. While you've got homeless increasing, people can't even afford to pay their electricity bills, we've got wars, and yet Donald Trump releases a meme coin and generates billions of dollars. So who knows what he's going to do with that money. I have heard that he's reinvesting it into like Ethereum and other things, but you know, that's majority for his own gain, right? Is he actually going to put it back into the economy or using it as a US reserve? Like, who absolutely knows, right? Who knows? But I just wanted to show you how crazy this is. Like, you know, I have never seen anything like this in crypto in my life. Like, when I looked at my portfolio and saw this like Donald Trump meme coin in like the top 20, I was like, what the heck just happened? You know, it just totally came out of the blue. Now, as we're wrapping it up, guys, we got to leave on some scriptures, guys. We got to leave it on a high note, because all these things, yes, it's bad. We can see it's getting worse and worse, but there's good news. There's good news coming, right? So in Luke chapter 21:28, it says, "And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh." So the good news is Jesus is coming back, guys. All these things of disasters increasing, sexual immorality increasing, crime, rich getting richer, poor getting poor, all these things Jesus warned about us in the gospel. In the Gospels, specifically Matthew 24 as well. Romans 6:23, it says, "For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord." In Psalms 34:8, it says, "O taste and see the Lord is good, blessed is the man that trusts in him." And in Psalm 119:105, it says, "Thy word is the lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." So I just want to encourage you guys that while the stuff's going on, just focus on Jesus, get into the Word, and He will direct your path. Seeing all these things, it's good to be aware of what's going on, but don't focus on it and let it get you down and dwell on it. And seeing all the craziness going on, it's just, yeah, it can cause a bit of distress. But just remember that if they continue in that path, that's, you know, eternal damnation is unfortunately got to be like the consequences of their actions, right? So that's a stick on the straight and narrow, guys. I wouldn't just encourage you. And yeah, anyone who's watching this, I'll definitely be praying for you guys. So thanks for watching. God bless. I hope you guys I hope this guy's really revealed to things of how quickly things are happening, and this is going to be a very, very wild year. So please just stay prayed up, stay in the Word, stay in the faith, and Jesus is the author and finisher of your faith, and He will finish what he has started. So God bless, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.